Hello rock and metal fans, welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews, and today I'm going to review the new album by the Dead Daisies called Holy Ground. So, Dead Daisies, Australian stroke American band. This is the new album with Glenn Hughes singing. So Glenn Hughes, the voice of rock, has joined the band, and along with Glenn Hughes, Doug Aldrich on guitar, Dean Castronovo on drums, and David Lowery on the guitar. So obviously some big names, some big names there. Sure, anyone who's into melodic hard rock music will know those names. And Glenn Hughes, they've got Glenn Hughes is the new singer, and he has got an amazing voice that for somehow he's just kept hold of it, and it sounds as good today, you know what, at times even better than it was way back when in the 80s. So obviously Glenn Hughes has been a little part of Black Sabbath for a little while. Black Country Communion is another band he's been in. They've done a little bit for Deep Purple. Like I said, known as the voice of rock, and rightfully so. He's got like a bluesy voice which just hits some heights you could never believe, considering the age of the guy now. Mental, absolutely mental. So I haven't listened to a lot of the Dead Daisies stuff. I caught the Dead Daisies live at Download a few years ago, and I liked them, but for some reason never pursued the music. Obviously Glenn Hughes wasn't the singer back then, but apparently they've changed their style of music since Glenn's joined the band slightly. More bluesy, sort of heavy rock, if you like. Now, if you like Blue Murder, Old Whitesnake, Badlands, 70s style, early 80s classic rock bluesy stuff, this album is not going to disappoint you whatsoever. This album has really got attitude. It is really cool album. Producer's Ben Grosse or Ben Gross, I'm not sure. I think he's French, and the production is really good. It really suits the band, because what you got here is something that's not too sweet. It sort of suits their bluesy sort of 70s, early 80s sort of style. Yeah, it sounds sort of not rough, but it sounds sort of energetic enough to be a sort of a live sounding sort of record. Very, very clever on the production all the way through this album. So that is the first thing that's cool. I really enjoyed this album. I thought it was great, and the musicianship again is amazing. Dean Castronovo is a great drummer. As you know, he's played with Journey, Revolution Saints. Doug Aldrich is just played for everyone. He's amazing. And David Lowery is a great guitarist as well. And let's not forget, Glenn Hughes is also playing the bass on here, and the bass is outstanding on this album. It's not often the bass can make such a difference on an album, but it really does on this. It really does. He does a great job, Glenn Hughes, on here. So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get catchy, melodic, bluesy, heavy rock. That's what we're looking at. But it's not all blues. We're not talking like it is a blues album. We're talking heavy rock music with a blues feel. Like I said, early Whitesnake, Blue Murder, Badlands, that sort of feel. Really great with some rocking vocals. Let's just say right from now on, before I talk about track by track, that the vocals are just outstanding on this album. So, track 1, Holy Ground. Title track, a really cool riff going through the verses. The vocals are excellent, hit some heights that you just, at the end of this song, you wouldn't believe. Just like I said, the guy is just like, it's just weird. I mean, there's not many vocalists that have kept their voice like Glenn Hughes. There's a few in rock today, but not that many. Simple chorus in here, but very effective. Wah wah solo. So we're looking at the bluesier sort of side there, which fits this rocker. It's a rocker of a song. Really good song to start the album off, Holy Ground. Next up, Like No Other, in brackets, bass line. Now you can sort of understand why it's called. It's got bass line in brackets. I said this is all about the bass, this song. It's unbelievable. There is actually a bass solo in this, which is really cool. It's really effective. Yet again, a bluesy feel, but heavy. Glenn Hughes really flexes his range in this song. Amazing performance. Probably in this song, he's probably his best vocal performance on the whole album. Mental, absolutely mental. Like I mentioned the bass solo earlier on. Don't usually hear bass solos these days. It's a really cool touch. Backing vocals give this sort of that. It's sort of got female backing vocals on this. It sort of gives it more of a sort of a gospel sort of rock sound. Very cool indeed. Next track, number 3, Come Alive. Kicks in with a heavy riff, then a slightly sort of psychedelic sort of chords, which is pretty cool. Amplifies the heavy parts. So when it goes into the heavy parts, it sounds even heavier, if you like. Come Alive is a really cool track. Next one, Buster and Flow. Not one of my favourite tracks, but still okay. Another riff heavy song, heavy rock and roll, if you like. Slightly odd time signatures on this, so we're not talking progressive rock or anything, but slight odd time signatures which are quite cool. Next song, My Fate. Now this is probably my favourite song on the album. A fucking heavy riff, real sort of doomy riff going on in this. Then into a lot of cool, clean guitar with Hughes singing. Amazing singing again. This is a great song, an absolutely great song. For me, the outstanding song on the album. Love the slow, medium pace of this. It's great. Next up, another great track, Chosen and Justified. Here come the night, put your hand in flame, and you'll be directed past the guilt and shame. So automatic, shine a light on you. You gotta walk in the magic in the morning dew. Chosen and justified. Oh, you gave, you know you're sacrificed. In your grace, I want you for. Another rock and roll, but heavy rock and roll sort of sound to it. Good groove to the song. A cool heavy breakdown that goes into the solo, which is a really great part of the song. Next one, Saving Grace. Bluesy again, heavy riffing, soaring chorus in this. So, I mean, remember this is blues infused as well. I know I keep mentioning blues. It's not a blues album. This is heavy rock with blues infused into it. Just like Blue Murder was back then, way back when, and Whitesnake. Great song, Saving Grace. Next one, Unspoken. This sort of fits with Hughes's vocals just as the whole album does. You know, it's absolutely superb. Nice, simple chorus, which is made more effective with a tempo change, which is quite cool, which is really cool. Next one, 30 Days in a Hole. So this is a different sort of sound. It sounds like a cover. I'm not sure though. I can't think if it is. It might not be, but it sounds like a 70s throwback sort of song, rock and roll song. Really fun song. It reminded me of Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. So that's why I thought it was a cover. It might be a cover. Please tell me in the comments below if it is. But I can't remember the song myself. Next track, number 10, Righteous Days. This is one of the standout tracks for me. Cool, hung out riffs with the vocals, which sort of punch into a great soaring chorus. A brilliant song, Righteous Days. Absolutely love it. Like I said, one of the best tracks on the album. Next one, closing the album off, Far Away. Now, this is a 7-minute song. A really good choice to end this album, actually. Another song that I think is a great song. Epic, 7 minutes, as I said. Ballad, it's like a ballad. Starts with just clean guitar and vocals. A real classic rock feel, more away from the bluesy, this sort of stuff, and more classic rock. At the 3.5 minute mark though, guitar kicks in the solo, then it's back into the clean vocals, guitar, then the song rocks out. An epic closer, perfect for the album, gives real light and shade across this song, absolutely brilliant. So that's it. I would really recommend everyone listening to this and getting this album. If you, like I said, if you like your heavy rock, melodic but bluesy infused at the same time, it's the one for you. And some great musicianship all the way through the album. a really great album. Another one that's good for January. So we're looking at some great albums at the beginning of the year. I'm really happy about it. It's really cool. So what do you think of the Dead Daisies? I haven't heard their earlier stuff. Do you prefer their earlier stuff to this one? I've heard that I've sort of been reading about it, that they've changed the style for this one. Maybe because Glenn Hughes is in the band, because he's got that real soulful, bluesy sort of voice. Let me know what you think. If you want to subscribe, please press the red button, bottom right corner.